Hello, Cancer. My name is Missy, and I'm here to do the bullshit and the blessings for the week of July the 25th through August 15th. I'm going to go ahead and get straight into my disclaimer. So these readings are meant to be timeless and general in nature. If the details fit for your situation, the reading is meant for you. But if they do not, please do not try to make them fit, as that will do more harm than good and is definitely not my intention. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. If you need advice in any of those areas, please consult a professional, and please do not do something simply because I suggest it or talk about it in one of these readings. You are an adult who is responsible for your own life. Please use that responsibility to your advantage. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. What we're going to do is pull a general message from the oracle cards here. Then we'll get some details from the tarot cards. And finally, we will do a quick pick a card to look at romantic energies. Now, this particular pick a card portion is specific to romantic energies. If you're here asking about a friend or family, that will come through in the general portion of the reading. So again, romantic energies only, but when we are done with the pick a card portion, then we'll go ahead and get into the charms. So with that said, let's move this out of the way and we'll get into the reading. Nature spirits, I should have known. God, almost every single reading today that I have recorded has had nature spirits. And then interesting that you have black cat. All right, so this particular nature spirits card is definitely talking about listening to your intuition. But I think more than that, I think, especially with the black cat card coming through, you may have an animal that you need to pay close attention to for some reason. As you can see, she's in a bed here in this nature spirits card. So obviously there's some, resting or something going on. Like, I always kind of see this as messages coming in, like meditation needed or getting back into nature is really important. But I feel like with the black cat card, I got to be really honest, I feel like maybe you have some sort of animal who's trying to tell you something. I don't know, just take that however it resonates for you. I have the song The Greatest Show by Panic at the Disco playing. All right, so the quotes here say, for nature spirits, on your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. And then Black Cat says, there's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. So literally the quotes together are saying you need to do some serious meditation, healing work, probably shadow work. But beyond that, I think there was like a side message of someone has an animal that might be trying to tell them something. Possibly even a cat. Doesn't have to be, it could just be a beloved pet. But I feel like this pet is definitely trying to communicate with you. Maybe that's, okay, so maybe there's something, because our animals are very in tune with us, right? And so maybe you have a pet that has been picking up on your own energy and trying to kind of help you out and support you, right? And maybe if you're feeling like, oh, my pet's been, a little extra clingy or a little extra lovey-dovey or something, maybe it's saying that your pet is picking up on your energy imbalance and it's time for you to kind of get back to yourself through some meditation and self-care. Did I already say that The Greatest Show by Panic at the Disco is playing in the background? It's like really, Panic at the Disco often sounds kind of energetic and vibrant, right? But it's like really doing that in my ear. And you've got the Hierophant. It says, Lord, help my poor soul. So what's going on, Cancer? Are you feeling icky? Look, you've got your card here with the Chariot. We've got the Ten of Swords, the Temperance, and the Two of Cups. So there's turmoil over probably some sort of betrayal that has to do with the relationship. So what these cards say on the bottom, the little quotes, I'm going to read them this way. So it says, we gave the future to the winds and slumbered tranquilly in the present, weaving the dull world around us into dreams. I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. Weep now or nevermore. So feel, you know what, I got to be honest with you. I feel like this is saying there's this relationship, right? Especially with this card right here, I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. It's almost like the way that this is hitting me, it's almost like it's saying, you know, I could live with you, I could live without you, maybe this is over. And then we have the card of turmoil, which is also the card for Cancer. So I feel like Cancer, it's like maybe you that's in, or at least somebody's in turmoil, but more than likely it's you that's in turmoil because maybe you thought this relationship was what you wanted, but now you're like, I'm not so excited about it. Maybe it's not, there's just, in fact, I almost said it's not as vibrant anymore. So remember what I was saying about the song, the Panic at the Disco song, where it's like, this is the greatest show. Everything's vibrant, everything's alive in the very beginning. And then, excuse me, everything's alive in the beginning. And then suddenly the passion dies. So I'm going to read the quote from the Chariot. It says, as soon as the balloon quits the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight, augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. So where things started out in a relationship, obviously, that's what is coming out here, where things started out very positive, probably quick, in a relationship, like it fizzled out pretty quickly as well. And it was because of all of the outside influences that came in and made things just a little bit too heavy. Which is why you've got this Hierophant card that's like, Lord, help my poor soul. Okay. Look at the Three of Swords now underneath that says, but the void within my heart refused even thus to be filled. I longed for the love which had before filled it to overflowing. Ooh, with the Nine of Wands underneath it. And then we've got the King of Swords in the reverse. Ooh, interesting. So maybe what's happening here is you're trying to get over one person by getting together with a different one. And that's not working out for you. You're not happy. Maybe the person that you're trying to use as a substitute is maybe cold, because the King of Swords is in the reverse. Maybe they're cold and calculating and you don't really like that. The Nine of Wands says, I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. Yeah. So the torment is just reiterated again. That's coming through, because that's what torment and turmoil, that's what the Chariot card, the traditional meaning of the Chariot card is, which is the card for Cancer. So this totally makes sense to me that it would come out talking about a surf tormented shore. So there's torment happening, there's unhappiness happening, and it's because you're trying to fill a void with someone that, to replace someone else. And I just don't think that's going to be possible based on the cards. So, take that however it resonates for your situation. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the pick a card portion of the reading. So we have the song Waves. Interesting, waves. So this card over here is talking about a surf tormented shore. And so now we have waves. So surf and waves could be important to you. This one. Okay. So we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Let me go ahead and get some tarot for clarification, and then we'll explain. Okay, so group 1. Let's look at the bottom. Oh, we've got the Empress on the bottom of the deck. Very positive card for a romantic reading. Talks about fertility, abundance. She's not pregnant in this particular card, but typically the Empress in a tarot deck would be depicted as being pregnant, which is, a symbol of fertility. So very positive energy overall on the bottom of the deck. Probably dealing with an earth sign. Well, it actually could be Taurus or Libra because the Empress is ruled by Venus, and both Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus. So either one of those signs, more than likely an earth sign because we have the Knight of Pentacles underneath this, so more than likely a Taurus. But it doesn't have to be. There's some sadness and regret attached to the situation, probably some mistakes because these cups are falling, the contents are spilling. So there's been mistakes and things that have happened, but there's still a chance with this one cup upright. And this particular cup here hasn't spilled its contents completely. It's just barely starting to spill the contents. So I would say overall, there's still some hope. There's healing that needs to happen and a new beginning that needs to happen. And look, we've got the card for Taurus again. So we've got Taurus being represented here possibly 3 times. And then we've got the card for Cancer again, the Chariot card again in the reading, with another card to represent, oh look, a King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, a true pair. With the Knight of Cups, somebody expressing how they feel. Okay, so very positive energy coming through, very fertile, abundant, positive energy. And then look, you've got the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. So again, the Queen of Wands is very positive, especially in a romantic reading, because the Queen of Wands is typically described as being very attractive, very charismatic, intuitive, funny, fun to be around, active, all the good things. She's got the sunflower there. So this is like Leo energy, right? And Leo tends to get a lot of attention. So if you're dealing with someone who's very attractive, that you're, very much interested in, you've got this Ace of Pentacles here. I feel like if you're attracted, say something, like do something, like if that's what's going on, Well, see, okay, so maybe there have been some mistakes. Maybe you've been trying to say something and that's the case, right? Like there's been some mistakes in this situation. You've made some false steps or something, but there's still hope. You've still got one cup in the upright. So instead of sitting there watching all of the contents just spill away and doing nothing about it, do something, say something. Don't be shy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. By the way, we have the song Don't Stop Me Now by Queen playing in the background. All right. Let's move on to group 2. Okay. So now we've got the Hermit on the bottom of the deck with the Hanged Woman, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, Seven of Wands. Okay, this is all protective, closed off energy. And it has to do with a need for shadow work. It's like single, closed, protected, like I'm blocking. I don't want anybody to pay attention. I don't want to talk to anybody. That's kind of the energy that's coming through on the bottom of the deck. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be here. Just take it however it resonates. This could be the energy that you've been sitting in, the energy that you're presenting to the world, or the energy that somebody else has. But it's very clear to me with every single one of these cards, it's about delay, having to say the hard thing, feeling trapped, having a decision that needs to be made, feeling like you're defensive here, holding on too tightly to something, feeling like you can't go on because you've been fighting for a long time. There's no justice, or there needs to be justice brought into this situation, and it does have to do with the relationship. Okay, so very stuck energy, but also kind of single. Oh, look, you've got the Ace of Cups with the Hierophant. So there's new love coming in. And you're very, very defensive about it. Look at all of this energy. Very defensive about it. Like you're blocking it. You're holding on to some past stuff. And yeah, I feel like it's saying open up. You've got the Dove of Peace here. And I don't see any water overflowing from the cup, so it does feel like the emotions are very contained even in this particular Ace of Cups. So again, take it however it resonates. I feel like there is something new and positive, a possibility of something coming in. Could even lead to marriage because it is the Hierophant with this Ace of Cups, and the Hierophant is the card for marriage. So, maybe you just need to overcome, or maybe do a little bit of shadow work in order to open yourself up to it. And sometimes, sometimes, like, even though this is a reading that's supposed to span 2 weeks, it is timeless. And that doesn't mean that within 2 weeks of watching this, someone's going to come in and offer marriage to you. It just means that if this is what you want, if this is what you're hoping for, you have to overcome all of that defensive blocking energy through shadow work. So that you can get back out there and open yourself up to the possibility of this. And by the way, we have the song Psycho by Puddle of Mud playing in the background. So again, take that however it resonates. But we're going to go ahead and move on to group 3 now. All right. Oh, there we go. So very interesting that this is the card that came up and it came face up. So immediately there's a pause. There's something is stagnant and it is definitely not moving. And the reason for it is because somebody needs to gain a new perspective. They need to see it from the other person's point of view, or they need to learn something. There's some sort of enlightenment that needs to come to someone. You do have the World on the bottom of the deck. So this is a successful completion to some sort of project. Actually, you've got 3 8s in a row, and then the 10 of Cups with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Hold up. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I think the end of something has been put on hold, right? It's the successful completion of something that has been put on hold. Let's actually look to see what this is. Oh, look, the 6 of Pentacles, the Moon in Taurus. Okay, so this is like, so what you're hoping for, it really is like a balanced relationship, right? But in order to gain this balanced relationship, you have to have the successful completion of something, and only you will know exactly what that is. More than likely, this completion is, completing this lesson where to help you see the other side or gain some sort of new perspective. And it's interesting to me the way these numbers are mirroring. You've got 21 here and 12 here. So you can't have this successful completion without doing this over here, which is looking at it from the other person's viewpoint. It's really hard to understand things from the other person's point of view in order to bring about a successful completion. And then you've got the Queen of Cups. So she's emotionally mature because she's a queen, right? So this is someone who's emotionally mature and stable, can be a little bit sensitive, but willing to work on the relationship, or willing to put the work into a relationship or to finding what it is that you need in a relationship. But again, this is where we have the 3 8s. So 8s are all about abundance, right? So what this is saying is the willingness to put in this work, to walk away from what wasn't working so that you can find what is working, and to be willing to go through the hardship of that, and to face the fear and have the courage to do that is what brings about this 10 of Cups. It brings about the successful completion of all of this stuff, all of this stuff here, which puts you into this mature energy here, and brings about the 10 of Cups. But here's the interesting part. You've got the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune with the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and then the 3 of Pentacles. So anytime you get a card that has to do with the number 3, or that has 3 people in the imagery in a romantic reading, that means there are too many people in this romance, right? In this situation, in this relationship. And we can see that with the 2 kings. So I think whatever the successful completion, probably of a relationship or a past relationship, probably the successful completion of the lessons that you need to learn that were attached to that, right? That brings about maturity on your part, which is where the Queen of Cups comes in and makes you ready for a relationship. That's what brings in 2 choices, I think, for Cancer, possibly an earth sign or a fire sign. And again, this is going to be your choice. Literally, I don't think one option is going to be better than the other, to be honest with you, because if you look at this 3 of Pentacles, both of these women are sitting on the same, they're both the same height. They're both, they're in equal measure here. And I think, this would probably represent you being the one who has the choice. This is you contemplating the choice that needs to be made. And this is, the action taken towards love. So all very positive. I think it's just going to take some patience or some time with this Hanged Man here. So just, hold on and do the work and accept your lessons and really absorb the other person's, or really, look at things from the other person's point of view. Okay, we have the song Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones playing in the background. All right, let's get some charms. So, quick explanation, this is a charm board, but I read it like chakras. So we have the sun, or excuse me, I don't know why, all day today I've accidentally called the moon the sun. So we have the sun and the moon. The sun is divine, represents divine masculine energy, as well as the soul star chakra, which is our connection to spirit. The moon represents divine feminine energy, or the earth star chakra, which is our connection to Mama Earth. We have the root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And we're going to read the charms according to where they land. All right, so any letters that come out, it's just saying that there's possibly a person, place, or thing that is represented by those letters. So you've got the letter G and the letter X. So the first thing that's, jumping out to me is this piece of hematite sitting on top of both the sun and moon. I think there is a strong attraction between both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Because that's what hematite is about. It's also grounding, but I think there's a lot of attraction between the two. So just take that however it resonates. We do have the Queen charm that came out over the solar plexus and third eye, but more so the solar plexus. I feel like it's saying kind of be careful about what you demand. I'm not sure why it feels like that, but queens can be kind of, all the royal thee, thou, whatever, demanding, kind of, a little self-centered, and that's how it's coming across to me, mainly because she came out upside down, meaning that she's not really paying attention to her own actions, or she's paying too much attention to her own actions and not, paying or not being compassionate about others is the way that it feels to me. So just take that however it resonates. It can be attached to someone or something with the letter G or the letter X. Also, this can be a passionate person or place for you. We have the clear owl. So this is like wisdom that brings a sense of security. It's like some sort of information that comes in, or like wisdom, knowledge, help, something that makes you feel more secure and brings healing to the situation. And also you've got the ring here in the root chakra. So this is some sort of partnership that's going to be very supportive for you. It's kind of highlighted here. Could be a marriage, doesn't have to be. I think there's going to be a whole lot of conversation happening because of this bee that came out over the heart and throat chakra. So, and the conversation is going to feel like a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of compromise. You're going to really have to work at opening up, talking to, or getting the other person to open up, or talking, whatever the case may be. With the witch's hat falling over the throat and heart chakra next to the candelabra, I feel like this is saying to allow your intuition to sort of guide the way when it comes to this communication and all of the hard work attached to the communication, and that will bring about some surprises that all of the work that you put in is going to reap some sort of benefit or reward, because this particular charm, that's what it's about. It's it's a toy, but it's also like a surprise dessert cup, right? It's like getting a surprise dessert at the end of your meal. Okay, and then we have the song Unthinkable by Alicia Keys playing in the background. Okay, so I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you here on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends, whatever you can to help me get my channel out there, as I'm new here. And I thank you for watching.